It's the two dudes with the attitudes, let's go. On the Friday, you know what it is, man, they came to handle biz. Two dudes with attitudes, and they came to get it in. If you wanna hear it all, yeah, you in the right place. Going through the highs and lows at a pretty calm pace. This is where they talk to all elite, Dynamite and Rampage. All the other news on your timelines or your page. Shooting star press like it's mad side down. MWO, and yeah, they here to hold it down. Had to kick a rhyme just to tell you about the show. From the TikToks or the shorts, they will bring the smoke. And yeah, it's the dudes like it's Sean and it's Diesel. Live on the Twitch, YouTube for the review. Show them all the love on the platform you using. 5-star rating now, there is no excuses.
There's no excuses.
Welcome back or welcome for the first show. Two dudes with the attitudes, time to work,
Time to work, bro.
What is going on, two dudes with attitudes of wrestling podcast? We are back for our AEW edition. As always, I'm the dude of Wrestle Talk, Mr. MWO, and with me, as always, is Orange Cassidy's handsomer twin brother, the honorary dude, Shooting Star Press. What's going on, my man?
These late episodes, man, they're getting to me. I got my kids over there are in bed. One's coughing a lot, so. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I can make it through this episode.
It's live. We'll go. Yeah. We'll make it quick, right? That's what she said. And it's late for you, huh? It's barely dinner time for me, dude. SmackDown is starting right now for me, so I haven't.
Yeah, SmackDown was over. Yeah, Rampage is ending right now. Where I am.
See, I have nothing right now. I can't watch it. It's all happening.
And then Crown Jewel is less than 24 hours away.
I can't wait to watch it after it's done. Stupid soccer. Well, actually, stupid games early,
and stupid Peacock so doesn't let you rewind.
Yeah, just jump right in when it's live. I know, but anyway, let's talk about it. Before we get into it, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is AEW's new signee, the 95-year-old Ric Flair is all elite, baby. What are you thinking about it? What are you thinking about?
Well, also, not just Ric Flair, his energy drink is all elite as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The Woo energy drink is officially the new, I guess, official energy drink of All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I've never even heard of it.
I guess that's their
wings.
That's their prime. Is that what that is? That's AEW's version of Logan Paul's prime, but
I've never seen it, so
I've never seen it either. And this Ric Flair guy, I think he's got
3 years, right? 3-year contract.
That's what they said. Yeah, and I think he's got a bright future in All Elite Wrestling. I think he came out and did an interview and said that he wants to take he can take bumps and he wants to wrestle MJF and like he's gonna wrestle.
I did not see that. You're lying.
No, I saw it. So I'll see if I can find the link. But he said that he's medically cleared to take bumps, and he did an interview, I think, and he said that he wants to have like a chop off, I guess, with MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. So,
I mean, that's better than a match, but
he's gonna wrestle.
He cannot. Like I said, I can see him in a manager role. I can see him getting involved where he takes a bump, but a match, singles or doubles, trios, no. Keep his. Did you not see his last match? It was sad.
It was awful.
It was hard to watch, thinking that he was going to die. It was like, no, do not do it. I feel bad for these wrestlers, man. They just can't let it go. It's like, let it go, man. Learn from Shawn Michaels in his last match that I pretend never existed. Let it go. No matter how great you are, Father Time is undefeated. So speaking of that, we'll move on from that. But that was the big news this week. Oh, no, actually, there's another big announcement. You'll talk about that later. But let's jump into Rampage because it's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. It's time to watch some Rampage. Yeah. And this week, once again, I was waiting for the thing to pop up, but it didn't happen.
It's coming. Yeah.
I want to talk about Rampage, and I want to talk about, for one, this was a solid week of AEW again. Congrats to them. I thought Rampage, Collision, and Dynamite were all good. They did what they needed to do, push storylines, had great matches, and Rampage was no different. And they started off with a match, Santana versus Ortiz. And this match was good. They used weapons when they needed to. They didn't use weapons when they needed to. They brought it. The right man won in Santana. But here's my gripe. Santana and Ortiz was a big deal at one point. They were rolling with Jericho. They were part of, I mean, they were like a big tag team in AEW, especially at the beginning of AEW. And they finally get their payoff of breaking up and having their final, you know, their first or whatever it is, solo match. And it's opening up Rampage. Couldn't open up Collision or open up Dynamite or main event ramp. Like, I just felt pretty bad for these guys that this felt like a pretty important match. I mean, these two have been, like I said, it's a tag team break. Imagine like, like, I don't know, like Montez Ford and them breaking up, or the Acclaim, and you're just like, oh, let's just put you on ramp. Like, I don't, it just felt a little sad for them. But they brought it, man. That match, top 3 of AEW for the week for sure. I thought it was a really good match. Good for them. I was very confused with the placement of it, but we'll talk about, that's kind of my theme of this week on AEW. I love them, but I've been confused about how these matches were placed. We'll get into that with Collision, but what say you, Santana Ortiz? Did you enjoy it? Did you think this was the fight? It didn't matter because it's so long, or?
Yeah, I think this match was, this is one of the stories that's been kind of intriguing me in AEW, and I hate that it only really gets talked about on Rampage. We don't, they never bring it up on Dynamite. They never even show them on Dynamite. They never even talk about them on Dynamite or Collision. You know, they're hardly ever mentioned. And then all of a sudden on Rampage, it's like the story of the night, the big breakup between this great tag team. And I wish it would cross over into some of the other shows to get me to care a little bit more. That's my that's my gripe with it too. And yes, it should have main evented Rampage, but these guys brought it, man. That was a fun opener. It was a good way to open that show for sure.
They did the one off a turnbuckle where he like lifted him from the ring, Santana, and dropped Ortiz on just straight to the floor where all the chairs were. That was like, I'm like, this is Rampage. Y'all giving pay-per-view type of bumps on a Rampage. It's insane. So good for them.
And now we're gonna get Sanjay Dutt talking to Ortiz. So is he going to join the Jeff Jarrett group or something? Like,
why not, right?
Yeah, everyone else is, except they didn't want. They were laughing at MJF on Dynamite.
Yeah, did you see? They turned down the world champ. But yeah, let's get Ortiz.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, it was a good opener. And then the thing I want to talk about is the close of Rampage, the main event where we saw Kyle Fletcher take on Konosuke Takeshita. And, you know, I've been kind of iffy on this booking of Kyle Fletcher. Like, ever since Aussie Open, I think the other guy's hurt, so they need something to do with him.
Aussie.
And Kyle Fletcher is freaking amazing. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just been like the booking was, at one point, Don Callis turned on Kyle Fletcher, and then he gave him another chance, and then he let them down again. So then he was like, okay, we're done with you. And then even this match, it was like, we're gonna stick it to him. And then after the match, he ends up joining the Don Callis family again. So I guess he's back in the family. Is this one of those, you know, like the BCC, we have to beat you up before we let you in type thing? I don't know. But this was a fun way. I feel like this match should have opened Collision, and then Santana and Ortiz match Rampage rather. It should have opened Rampage, and then Santana and Ortiz should have closed Rampage and main evented the show. And I think it would have flowed a little bit better. But Kyle Fletcher, he's a stud. He is a stud, and I am excited to see what the future holds for him. If he's booked properly, I am curious to see what happens. So
it's never good to have a guy. Yeah. It's never good to have a guy get injured, especially if that's how the tag team is going to kind of go away. But I like that for once a tag team partner is injured or they're not just like giving up on it. AEW's done well with that. MJF, Adam Cole, and now this. That Kyle Fletcher now has an opportunity to go solo. And boy, I don't know if they're going to have Aussie Open when he gets back from injury. I think Kyle Fletcher has shown that he's on the level of, you know, the Omegas and the Ospreys. And I'm not saying he's that good, but he's there. He has that type of vibe and that type of feel. And Takeshita was the right man to win this match. But Kyle Fletcher once again showed out. And I thought it was funny that before Kyle Fletcher loses, it's like, he's a wannabe. And then this time it was like, you're good, kid. You're joining us. And then Kyle Fletcher was like, okay. I mean, he was already a bad guy. I don't know why he was hesitant to begin with because he's a bad guy. And then he was like, all right. And then he was suited up, which we'll talk about.
On Dynamite.
But it's just suit up.
Yeah, again, it just goes so quickly. Like he's like possibly joining the Don Callis family to he's all in, no pun intended. So
yeah.
So
let's go to Collision because let's talk about moving things too fast. And we had a main event of the century. We had MJF versus Kenny Omega for the first time, correct? I don't think ever hear of them wrestling one-on-one. First time ever. These guys got 30 plus minutes at the end of Collision. And this was a WrestleMania pay-per-view type of match. Not just the presence of it, but how they wrestled and what they put on. And once again, I don't know if people are still saying it, but if you're still saying that MJF is just a mic, shut up and stop watching wrestling. He has now more than proven that he can hang with anyone. It's not them who's carrying him. He can do his damn thing. Not only can he wrestle in moves, but he also is great at. He's one of the few AEW guys that tells stories as well. Dude is good in the ring. But let me ask you this: why was this on a Saturday night? Not only is a Saturday night show being booked against the World Series, amongst other things that hold
college
them down.
Football. Yeah.
You put this. I know you're trying to do the whole beat this the. He could have still done it on Wednesday. You put this on a Saturday night. It didn't have to be a pay-per-view, but on a Saturday night that nobody's going to watch. I heard it did all right in views, but still not really. And instead of a Dynamite, and then you also have it hyped for one night. It was hyped up the Dynamite before, so 3 days of hype on a Saturday, and they delivered this type of match. That's bonkers to me. I thought maybe it was going to get a screwy finish or something would happen to kind of build it up to the future. But this was like a clean cut pay-per-view match. Hug it out at the end and let's move on. Kenny Omega vouched for him. You're the better man. You're the future. I'm done. So they're not going to have a rematch. They're not going to do anything else. MJF's moving on.
Kenny Omega moved on. Is this what? What was the point? Did TK think this was gonna draw a couple extra viewers after 3 days of? I'm just so what a waste. You know how many people didn't watch this match? What a waste. I think he did it to get, for lack of a better term, asses in seats at Collision, because I think attendance has been down. You know, we see the videos going around the social media of the empty buildings especially of Collision. There's empty seats everywhere, but mainly
it's
on
a Saturday. We said that at the beginning. What a stupid time. Yeah.
And I think this was Tony Khan's way of counteracting that and saying, look, let's put it on. Let's put on the match of the century, the match everybody wants to see. Let's do it on Collision and not on a pay-per-view. People will watch and people will tune in and they'll show out to see it. And I think with a little bit more build, I think he would have been right. But 3 days of build with, that kind of anticipation, I would have paid money to see that match. I would pay 100%. Money to see that on pay-per-view. And I don't know what Tony Khan was thinking. I have no idea. And it was a damn good match, but I do need an AEW rule book for dummies. I do, because I don't understand their rules. Was this like a no DQ match? Was this are all
it
AEW?
Wasn't.
Yeah, because
did you hear the announcer said it? He said, "I guess this ref's just letting him go. He wants a definite winner."
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not how it works.
I know, because there's the
I saw that.
Yeah, there's the table spot where which was like a dope move, the little power bomb thing off the table into the off of the ring apron and right in front of the referee, and there's no disqualification.
No.
And AEW does this all the time in their matches, and it drives me insane. Like right in front of the mat, right in front of the ref, you hit them with a chair. Right in front of the ref, you hit them with, and I know this happens in WWE all the time. I know Cody did something with Brock with steel steps or something recently, and it should have been a DQ, but I don't know. AEW does this all the time. It's like right in front of the ref, and it's blatant. But other than that, it was a damn good match. This was. Might be the best match. It was definitely the best match in Collision's history, but I think it was definitely maybe one of the best matches that AEW has put together on TV since they became a thing in 2019. And it was that damn good, and it only had 3 days of build.
Yeah, imagine. Imagine.
Yeah. So I want to talk about another fun match that happened earlier in Collision, and that is the Ricky Starks and taking on Dax Harwood. So Ricky Starks had Big Bill in his corner, and Dax Harwood, of course, had Cash Wheeler, but also looming in the back, hanging out in the crowd, was the House of Black. Buddy Matthews, Brody King, and Malachi Black. And Malachi Black is back with his black eye paint. So maybe last week he just forgot to do it, but I don't know. But he was back. And I mean, I tell you, man, Ricky Starks is that dude. I say this all the time. Ricky Starks, that man is freaking amazing. And then Dax Harwood, when he's not with FTR, that man can put on some clinics of matches. And FTR is a damn good tag team. They put on clinics with the Young Bucks and the BCC all the time, and the Jericho Priest. Like every tag team they have, every tag match they have is great. But when he wrestles by himself, I think he's even better, and I think he needs to be pushed a little bit more as a single star. So I thought this match was incredible. It was a fun match. I like that Ricky Starks got the win. He continues moving up the ranks, but I am a little curious about what's happening with these tag titles. Because are we getting a rematch between FTR and Big Bill? Because that's kind of what it looks like. But then House of Black is hanging out. Are they? And it looks like I don't know if it's because of Brian Danielson's injury, but it looks like last week where they were taking out the BCC, this week they're just taking out FTR and not really even going after the BCC anymore. So it looks like that whole feud might be scrapped. So I am curious about what's happening with the tag division, what's happening with the tag titles, who's going to be up, who's next in line for the tag belts. But the match itself was fun. Collision was good. Collision was good. Yeah. And I put a poll on YouTube, on our YouTube channel that said who won the week, Dynamite or Collision or Dynamite, and everybody agreed that Collision was the better show. So I think that's...
Well, when you have MJF versus Kenny Omega, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. But here's my thing with Ricky Starks, though, right? And this is what I said. You have this guy who was supposed to be the dude kind of helping to carry Collision even when Punk was there. And you give him a tag team title, and I did not get that. If you want this guy to be a solo star, he has the look. He has the charisma. Yeah. He has the ring ability. He is the future of AEW because MJF will be gone soon. Like, this is the man you want to push, and you have him with Big Bill and a tag team like title right now. I don't know. I just don't get it. And then they continue to push him as a solo. He's been wrestling by himself every week. So is he that man? Yeah, but they should have just done two dudes with attitudes, Shawn Michaels and Diesel, and let Big Bill be his muscle. Let him go win a secondary title or whatever, or build his way up and start winning, and then have Big Bill turn on him, push Big Bill, push Ricky Starks. Let's get these guys to the moon. But instead, they're tag team champions who Big Bill doesn't wrestle, and Ricky Starks is wrestling, and he's wrestling a tag team person. I don't know. It's just it's just weird booking.
It is, and it's I love House of Black. I want to see more House of Black. I think they're fantastic, but there's 3 of them. And
they're gonna freebird it.
Yeah, tag teams are 2. So are they pushing this is where I'm confused, because now they're pushing the tag titles, but are they pushing the trio? And then also at the end, LFI came out and they got involved somehow with the tag titles, but there's no Andrade in that group. So Andrade's kind of by himself, I guess. He's not even part of them anymore. But I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. The booking is weird. It seems like they're trying to use the tag titles to push some trios, but they really need to push other tag teams. But what do we know? We're just wrestling fans.
Who the people take from us. So we can get into that too, because I heard about Roman's promo today. But anyway, I want to talk about someone who's one of the 15 people trying to face MJF pretty soon for his title, and that's one Samoa Joe. And yes, sir, Joe is going to kill you indeed, and he is killing it right now. Why is he wasted as an ROH TV champion? I don't even know why he's like the secondary ROH champion, but this dude is money. I know he's beating bums every week, but he is so it. And I know he's not going to beat MJF, but his promos, his vibe, he's one of probably the top 5-6 over wrestlers in AEW. He gets the biggest Joe when he comes out. I mean, he gets that vibe, he hits that music. I just hope, and my question to you is, with how in he is right now, obviously he's not going to beat MJF. But are we going to make him feel like a star and a threat afterwards? Is he going to be big? He's big before. Is he going to continue to do something big after he loses to MJF and maybe go on and win another title, or maybe join a crew, or maybe build upon it and get out of ROH? What say you? Because I heard people aren't even going to ROH events. I guess they're after AEW events, and people are just like leaving. Yeah, they're not even watching it. They're like leaving. It's like empty arenas, literally, for ROH. So what say you? And why is that's why Rampage should be ROH. I don't know why Rampage isn't ROH Rampage, just like NXT, and why don't they just do that as that? Yeah, as their third brand and push up and coming stars, not Samoa Joe. But what say you? I mean, you feeling what Samoa Joe's doing right now? Or you just think it's the same old, same old? Is he too old to have a push? I mean, what say you? I mean, I think he's it.
Yeah, I think he's it too. And plus, AEW, there's no such thing as too old to have a push. Because Ric Flair is he's the, like you said last week, he's the man in the devil mask, and it's all a matter of time before it's revealed. But man, I tell you what, Samoa Joe has to drop the ROH TV title. It's time for him to it's time for him to show up and show out. And I feel like the ROH title is holding him back, because this match he had on Collision was a squash match against some guy named Titus. I think Rhett Titus or something like that was the guy's name.
Yeah, I didn't even. Yeah,
and it's just like cool, another win for Samoa Joe, but I want to see him after why does he, of all people, get a match with MJF? He won the little tournament that they had, and then he lost the match that he had.
Clean.
So
tapped out.
Why does he automatically get a rematch? Why does he automatically get to face MJF next? Like, what's the reason behind it? How did he earn it? What's the story? So I want to see more of that, and then I want to see Samoa Joe. If and when he loses to MJF, I want to see him take out the Bullet Club Gold. I want to see him go after everybody on the AEW roster. Just take no prisoners. Go after the BCC. Go after John Moxley. Go after Orange Cassidy, and go after the International Championship. We talk all the time about Orange Cassidy needing a rivalry. He's got John Moxley now. Imagine him going against Samoa Joe as well. Like, I mean, that would be incredible. Or imagine the promo battles between Samoa Joe and Christian Cage right now. Like, I just there's so much. The sky's the limit for Samoa Joe, but the first thing he needs to do is get rid of that the TV championship from ROH and really focus his time in AEW.
I agree. Yes, sir. I agree.
All right, and then the last thing I want to talk about with Collision, and then we'll move on to Dynamite. But that opener, Jay White is it. The AR Fox is okay. The match was great. The AR Fox, he's so smooth with how he moves and flies through the air. I don't know how he does some of the things that he does, but Jay White, man, from the entrance with all four guys of the Bullet Club Gold, doing the thing with the circle. Yeah, that was it was awkward when the Guns do it by themselves, but when the four of them do it, I love it. It's like it's perfect. It fits them all perfectly. And then the entrance and just the presence and the fact that Jay White is carrying the title still and he's not even his. It's just little heel tactics that he's doing. It's fantastic. And then the opening match with AR Fox, again, fun way to open Collision. I like that it fed right into the Ass Boys having a match shortly afterwards immediately, so you kind of get to see what all of them can do because they're all in matches on Dynamite. So I kind of like that the story kind of crossed over into Wednesday night as well because they're going against MJF and three friends. And so let's see what the Ass Boys can do. Let's see what Jay White can do. And Jay White is it. Jay White is the man. I don't think he should beat MJF, but he is he's on a roll right now, and you can tell he's digging what he's doing. You can tell he's having a lot of fun in AEW right now.
Bang bang gang, and it's just like all these guys, man. Him, Ospreay, Omega, Kyle. It's just he is on another level. He knows what he's doing in the ring. He's smooth. He's good on the mic. He's got a good look. His goatee is a little nasty, but other than that, I mean, he's got that going on. And I mean, when the Bullet Club took in the Guns, I knew it would work. The other one's all right. Juice is all right, but he does what he needs to do.
He's got
but
Tony Storm. He's doing something right.
Is that who he's bagging?
Yeah, Tony Storm.
Stop.
Yeah, Juice Robinson and Tony Storm. Yeah.
It just shows that when you work it's like when people work on a movie set together and they date and you're like, why? It's because we're around each other all the time. Tony Storm, girl, call me, do better. But Bang Bang Gang, guns up. I'm loving it. I agree with you. Jay White ain't going to win, but we're about to go into something that he did win on Dynamite, but he ain't going to win at Full Gear, which we'll be at. And that Full Gear is stacking up, bro. It's feeling like a WrestleMania for AEW. I'm super stoked to be going. But anyway, guns up all day. And when we go to that first event, because I don't think I was going to order some shirts. I don't think I got time now because it takes AEW so long to get them. Yeah. That event's like in a couple weeks.
Buy them there.
I'm gonna get one there. I'll wear something there and buy and either change out or whatever. But I want that Bang Bang Gang shirt bad. I want the MJF one, but I want the Bang Bang Gang. That shirt is dope. Good on them. But let's go into Dynamite. We can continue on a little bit with the Bang Bang Gang because they MJF, they challenged MJF. They've been challenging him. If they want the Triple B back, you have to beat us in a 4-way. There's no way you're going to get 3 people to team up with you. And this led to funny segments throughout the entire night, literally from the opening all the way to the end. And we had MJF he's been carrying. He went from never talking to matches to all of a sudden he's on like MJF is like the Cody Rhodes of freaking A. He's on every segment, I can't wait for him to come out and be like, hey, everybody, welcome to AEW Dynamite. It's going to be a great show. And now they won't do that because they're not looking them like they are with
He kind of did that, though, at the beginning because they had Yeah. He's like, welcome, everyone, to Dynamite. But before I do anything, let me call my brochacho, Adam Cole. And so, yeah, he did kind of do that. So
Yeah, for sure. But they opened it up. He showed Adam Cole, who had like a Santa Claus beard going on all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Who knows what's going on with him? But basically, he's knocking on people's doors throughout the show. And every time he's knocking on people's doors, there is the Acclaimed ready to pounce. The first one I thought was the funniest, that he cut around the corner and they were like, boom, MJF, like, let us join or whatever. And he was like, just walked away. And Bowens was like, damn it, Max, you made us wait behind this corner for nothing. And then he popped up again and he had like the thing of like, please let us join you or pick us. And the whole night, and he refused. And then the last segment, they brought him a trash bag and said, if you join us, whatever, we'll do it. But you have to scissor us and you have to wear this outfit. And he opened it up and was like, no, I'm not going to do it. No way. And he walked away and he was like, I have one more group that's ready to take me. And it was the Double J crew. And they were laughing at him. I guess he's not good enough to be in their crew. Yeah. Who would want MJF? But this led to the gang, Bang Bang Gang coming out. And then out came the Acclaim. They set a fire rap. That rap was straight fire.
It got censored. Yeah,
you couldn't even hear the whole second verse, but it was fire. It was good. And then on top of that, out came MJF and all pink everything. I would do anything to get that gear. Pink bandana, pink MJF shirt,
Scissor Me
shorts,
shirt.
Scissor Me shirt. Yeah, it was flipping awesome. And they had a great match. It was a banger. It led to the tease. MJF and Jay White never got involved. Jay White kept hiding. And then we had the dumbest moment in AEW. And that was MJF having his back turned. Jay White came in, put him in his finisher once, and pinned him. Jay White pinned MJF. And after the match, he's about to hit him with the belt. And as soon as he chases him to hit him with the belt, Max Caster jumps in front of him and gets hit in the head with the belt, drops like he just got hit by a Mack truck. He's out. And MJF's concerned. And for whatever reason, they take off. Bang Bang Gang leaves. And they're worried about him. And they wake him up. And Badass says, you need to scissor this man. Scissor him now. And they went ahead and went in the corners. And MJF scissored him. They hugged it out. Max Caster literally got on his knees, put his head on his crotch, and was patting his ass the entire. I don't know if you noticed that.
No,
I know they're friends in real life, but it was hilarious. And they went all the corners. Here's what I got for you, Shooting Star. Everything I said was great. It was fun. Hopefully, it was a good breakdown. But why not have? Because all it was that you get the Triple B if you beat us. They didn't say you have to pin MJF. So why not have Jay White get the belt when the ref's not looking, go to hit MJF, Max Caster takes it for the team, they pin Max Caster, 1, 2, 3, he loses the match for them, but took the dive, took the hit, and you get the same exact result. They win, MJF, the champion, doesn't get pinned, and they still scissor at the end. Why would you have MJF take a pin? Once again, we talked about this beforehand. How many times has Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns been pinned since they've been champs? It's like this is the second time MJF's been pinned. You do not feel like I know he's facing everyone now and this and that, but what in the you still beat him. To have him be pinned was just really bad. I know they're gonna say, well, now you don't know. And when they wrestle at Full Gear, he pinned him once. That's what's gonna be ammo. Well, that's bad. It's just bad because he beat him clean. They didn't even do it like in a shady thing where it was like hit the belt from behind and then he fell to the ground and he like just grabbed him, put him in his move and pinned him. Like the world champ, like one time. I thought world champs kick out of finishers 4 or 5 times for the game. It was just a really, really weird booking job. But other than that, everything was great. And sign me up, bro. MJF and Acclaimed all day, baby. All day. Let's go.
Yeah. The moment where they scissored was freaking fantastic. I do wish that they had dragged that out a little bit longer to where they didn't scissor this past Wednesday. Maybe the first time they scissor is at Full Gear or something on pay-per-view. But I get why they did it, and it was incredible. And MJF is killing it right now. He is all the people that say he can't wrestle and all the people that say he never wrestles, he never defends his championship. I mean, look at everything he's doing as the babyface. He is literally silencing the critics every time he's in the ring. And even the stuff backstage is so entertaining. I mean, he went up to Kenny Omega's door and Chris Jericho answers, and he's getting laughed at by Jeff Jarrett and his gang and everything with the Acclaimed. And it's great talking to Adam Cole on the phone, and Adam Cole has the beard, and then Roderick Strong getting mad that MJF didn't even ask the Kingdom to be a part of the group. He's like, clearly he's going to ask us, Maxwell. Like it's just,
and now he just has a stash too. What's with that? But
it's just like all of it is. This is gold with what AEW is doing. So we got to give them credit on that in that regard. But they just can't screw it up. And AEW is just, that's what they're known for. I feel like they're going to screw something up, and I feel like the injury to Adam Cole has kind of cooled off some of his steam and some of that whole.
But it's worked.
Yeah, it's working. It's working, and
this Acclaim stuff is better, I think. But
yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes. I hope that this stuff continues next week with more MJF and the Acclaimed. I hope we get more MJF and Max Caster. I would like to see Max Caster introduce MJF in a rap or something and like talk about him in something. But yeah, I want to see more of this going forward.
I agree.
But let's get into the other big return on AEW. The other, I guess, re-debut, if you will. But Chris Jericho promised last week that he had a friend who is bigger than one Powerhouse Hobbs. He has somebody that's giant, and that was the tease. And then this week, Jericho's in a match. Who did he wrestle? It was who did Jericho wrestle on Dynamite? It was against his former tag team. It was Daddy Magic and Cool Hand, Angelo Parker, or Angelo somebody, but with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. So the Kenny Omega completely moved on from the MJF match on Collision with hardly even a mention of that match even taking place. So that was odd. But yeah, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, they have a tag match, and they win. They defeated Parker and Menard, and at the end, Don Callis came out and challenged Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega to a fight in 2 weeks on Dynamite. So not even at Full Gear. It's going to be on Dynamite. And Kenny Omega said, okay, well, I'm bringing back yet again Kota Ibushi as my partner. And I think Chris Jericho has somebody else in mind too. And he handed them the mic. And Chris Jericho says, I promised you guys last week, I promised you somebody bigger than Powerhouse Hobbs, and I'm going to deliver. and I have a giant. And out comes no more BS. Paul White. Well, he comes out. He comes out. He waddles on out. He looks.
Oh God.
He looks like he could barely move. I felt really sorry for him. He kind of reminded me of Andre the Giant in his last, couple of years there, where he was just barely he could barely move. And it's Kyle Fletcher. To his credit, he ran right into a WMD from one Paul White. Paul White didn't chase after him. He
can't move. Yeah.
He ran right into Paul White and took him out. But that is that's the fourth man of this 8-man tag. It's Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Paul White against the Don Callis family 2 weeks from today on AEW Dynamite. And I mean, I don't know who I expected this to be. I was
anybody.
Yeah, I guess, but this was a huge letdown, and AEW's been doing that lately. But speaking of letdowns, I'll get into it next, but
yeah,
they continue to let us down with some of these big things. So I don't know what AEW is doing with some of these things that they're doing.
No, and what is Y2J doing? I get you're picking somebody that you've known since the 80s and wrestled with back then, but what
Jericho
here? Yeah. Oh my God. Right. But what are you? Here's the thing. In Big Show's credit, he did look to be slim. He looked pretty good shape wise. Looks like he's taking care of himself. He just looked old. He just looked like he couldn't. He's stiff. I thought he already retired because of injuries and his.
Yeah, I thought he was just doing commentary.
Yeah. What the heck? Shoot, I would have taken Mark Henry over him. At least that makes sense against Powerhouse Hobbs, the world's strongest man against Powerhouse Hobbs. I'll take Mark Henry any day of the week if we're going to get old people out.
Goldberg, that was a perfect opportunity to bring Goldberg
right?
back.
Why not? Let's bring anybody. Shoot.
He has backstage history with Chris Jericho.
Right?
So
at least it wasn't Ric Flair. But my thing is
Ric Flair's the devil mask. Just wait. He's coming.
Oh my gosh. I'm still laughing at that. I can't wait till he's the man in the devil mask. He's like, let's go, MJF. But anyway, yeah, I don't really have anything to talk about that. It was awful booking, an awful decision. And here's the thing. It wasn't even the worst announcement of the night. And we'll get into that later. So with that said, I want to talk about a positive. And we have a new and improved, my man, Orange Cassidy. He is new and improved. And he went against Claudio in a match. And they had a good match. And he was bringing the heat. Sorry, I had to sneeze. He was bringing the heat, and he was putting in locks. He was getting locked up. He was taking a beating. He was beating him back, and he beat Claudio and got a good win. And afterwards, Claudio just hung his head down in shame on the ropes because, losing to the longest tenured, international champion of all time is a shame. And out came Moxley, stood into the ring and put in the work and whooped up on Orange Cassidy. But I love where this is going. If there was... And he cut a promo afterwards. By the way, Moxley, I know you got a bomb wife and she's sexy and you have beautiful children or just one child, whatever it is, and you're doing good in life and you're winning, and I give you that. But homie, shave your head for crying out loud. Give it up, dude. I'm not even close to that, and I gave it up a long time ago. Homeboy is he's gonna get like that one guy where he just has one little curl in the front and no hair anywhere else. I have no Mox. I get it. You don't got to impress anyone anymore. But homie, cut your hair, dude. You look awful. Anyway, he doesn't look scary. He tries to give the scary, but when you're that bad at balding, you just look like an old. You don't look. Shave your damn head, dude. Let it go, or invest in some. They got all sorts of hair growth stuff now that works. Do it anyway. Enough of that. But he challenged Cassidy and basically said, "I'm coming for you because you took my spot." And then won the title, which was perfect storytelling, TK. Congratulations. This is building to their first match, but it feels like we're building to Orange Cassidy winning the rematch, which will lead to a trilogy. I'm all for it, dude. I was all for Orange Cassidy finally getting a real competition, and then he lost it. Once again, injuries, dude. Sometimes they work magic. They've been working magic in AEW. And here's another example of it. You're going to tell me you ain't ready to watch that live? Cassidy versus Mox. And if we get some tickets on the floor, they might fight around us. I mean, bruh, this is good stuff right here in AEW.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we've been saying it, man. Orange Cassidy needs a rivalry, and he's got one. And Moxley's the perfect person for him to feud with. And yeah, I have no doubt that this match that they're going to have is they're going to put on a clinic. And Orange Cassidy, he's different now. Now that he lost the title the first time, he's a little bit more expressive. He's a little bit more emotional about things. He's a little bit more. He's still serious, but he's like not joking serious. He's more like he's like more serious than ever. And I think this feud is just, it's bringing out the best in him as well. So I can't wait to see it. I'm excited about the match. And yeah, again, like you said, man, injuries can be a gift and a curse. And then right now they're a big gift for AEW. Not that I want anyone to get hurt, not that I want to see anybody get injured, but the way that they're making it work with stories and secondary things and falling like the Acclaimed and MJF, like that wouldn't have happened if Adam Cole didn't get hurt. So yeah, they're making it work. They're making it work.
I agree. All right. I know what you're talking about last. Let's hear it.
Okay, everybody. So thank you, Denton, for giving me this opportunity to be here on Two Dudes with Attitudes. But here I am about to make a very special announcement. As you know, last year, we had our highest ever pay-per-view, AEW All In, and we sold the most tickets in professional wrestling history. And Christmas is right around the corner, and as you know, most people are putting up Christmas trees right now, except for my family, whose tree has been up since July. So tickets are on sale for AEW All In 2 in London at Wembley Stadium next August. So join us now. Like, that's the announcement. That's the big announcement. Like, come on, Tony Khan.
He also said tickets are on sale now. He was like, they're on sale right now. Like, huh?
Yeah.
What? From December, you're doing them now? What's that?
Yeah. Oh my god!
I like when he passed it on to Homeboy, and Homeboy was like,
what do I even say here?
Wembley's, yikes."
Yeah,
and when he said that line about July, the guy was like,
"Yeah," he was like, and the way he laughed, he was like,
"Revenge of the Nerds." Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's the announcement.
That was pretty good.
Oh my gosh! Like I was hoping. I don't know why. Like Tony Khan's becoming Dixie Carter. He's becoming Eric Bischoff. He's becoming, I guess, late stage Vince McMahon with some of the crazy booking decisions he's making, some of these stupid announcements he keeps making where they're complete duds. Like he's the boy who cried wolf right now. Like, you know, you tell us you're going to have a big announcement. I'm thinking, you know, we have a pay-per-view coming up, and it's time we have a streaming
HBO
service,
deal, Max,
or we're getting bringing back season 2 of the reality show that they had, or that they're bringing.
Whatever happened to that?
Yeah. See, I think they were like CM Punk got fired, and we can't expose too much stuff backstage anymore, so maybe they scrapped it. I don't know, but this announcement was just god awful, and. Yeah, this was not a good week for AEW announcements. You had Ric Flair, you had Tony Khan's dud of an announcement, and then you had the announcement from Jericho being that he's bringing Paul White over. Like, man.
And what was with the line? You nailed it perfectly, by the way. But with his family doing it since July, were we supposed to know the Khans are weird? And aren't they billionaires? They keep their Christmas stuff up year round. They're like, going to take it down. I didn't get the reference.
They probably have people to do that.
Love Christmas.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that the Khans celebrated Christmas because of religious views. To be honest with you, I didn't even know they were Christmas. I like it was all. Yeah, I don't even know what the heck was going on. I was so confused. But his laugh, oh my gosh, and his hair, like. Somebody needs to tell this guy, take his freaking phone away, take his mic away, take Tony Khan, stay off the screen. Let other people do it. I don't understand. He needs to learn from WWE right now where they had the 2 general managers, and they need some general managers on that show pronto.
Yeah.
ROH Rampage, make Collision more important, Dynamite more important, split them, have general managers. Let's do it. Keep Tony Khan off the damn screen, please.
Yeah, and no more. Like, look, am I excited that AEW?
I'm saying special announcements.
Yeah, am I excited that AEW is going back to London next year? Yes. Was All In a good show this year? Yes. Will it be a good show next year? Yes. But why do I care right now? Like I'm worried about the future of AEW with all the ticket sales going down. And apparently they're doing buy one get one free, and the ratings are kind of dropping a little bit, and arenas are empty. And we just talked about how nobody stays for ROH tapings, and I'm worried about AEW making it to 2024. So I really don't care about an event that's happening 9 months from now in 2024. So
imagine Triple H making a special announcement next Monday night, and he comes out, he hypes it up, and he comes out and says WrestleMania tickets are on sale next week. Like, just imagine. Imagine. And then he does a dumb joke about, like, I know WrestleMania already came out, but still, they just throw that as a flash on the screen. They're like, Survivor Series this Friday.
Yeah.
Get them. We know
Triple H has had some duds. He was like, "Oh, we're bringing back the draft in 3 weeks from tonight," and
it's going to be the first ever of its kind.
Yeah, and then we're the WWE. Then now forever together, and that was it after the sale. That was the end. So Triple H has had some duds, but none of them this bad. Like they've not been like, "Oh, we're selling tickets for an event 9 months from now," when we may not even be a thing in 9 months. So.
Yeah, no, for reals.
That was
all
awful.
Right. Well, we ended it on a bad, but AEW had a good week. Good on them. Some solid booking, storyline pushes.
Yeah.
I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for Full Gear like a mofo. So yeah, man, I'm pumped up. Let's just get the title off of Sheeta and we'll be doing all right. So, and it looks like it's happening. So it's segment time. Are you ready?
Always ready.
All right. And we are doing Mr. True or False. And this is what we're going to give each other a couple of scenarios, and we're going to ask each other if it's going to be true or false, if we think it's going to happen. As always, we start off with Orange Cassidy's younger brother, the honorary dude, Shooting Star Press. What say you? Let me have it.
Okay. I'm going to give you I'm not going to do some of the obvious ones that I have, so we're going to go a little different. So,
all right.
True or false? AEW should take Collision off of Saturday night and move it to another night during the week, like Thursday.
True. Yeah, let it compete against Impact, 100%.
It's damn true.
Yes, sir. It is so damn true. Get it off of Saturday. I said from the start, and it's never been a rating machine. I don't know what the heck he was thinking. Saturday is pay-per-views, the end. You don't put things up against it like that. And even WWE's pay-per-view now, with them doing it on Saturday, isn't that bad anyway, because it goes by how many times it's getting viewed. So whether it gets viewed live or later on in the day on Peacock or on Sunday, or it doesn't matter. They're still getting all those clips and people paying to see it. So whether they watch it live or not, so they don't have to worry about the pay-per-view buys. It's just stupid to put a television show on Saturday. AEW ain't good enough for people to take away their Saturday night to watch that shit. So
no, and it's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse because you have the NBA season just tipped off, and games are they have the TV rights deal with TNT, so AEW Collision is gonna get moved around like a mofo, and then hockey playoffs air on Saturdays. The NBA playoffs will be on Saturdays. The Major League Baseball playoffs were on Saturdays. So yeah, it's just going to get worse with it being on Saturday.
I agree. They're
even having to bump it to Friday when we go to Full Gear, because Full Gear is on Saturday.
So. Yeah, why would you not do Full Gear on Sunday? I thought that was the dumbest thing. I agree. They're literally.
I think because there's a Rams game on Sunday, so I think the Rams are playing. And I think that's going to cause.
That's SoFi. That's a completely different place.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember, it's at the Forum, not SoFi. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but it's right. Oh, but
parking
same parking lot and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. It is, because I was going to talk to you about going to that Rams game. So they played the Seahawks, baby. All right, you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, true or false? The Acclaimed and Maxwell Jacob Friedman will continue to team up together after last Wednesday.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Yeah, 100%. They need to, at least until this could be how Adam Cole turns heel. This could be how Adam Cole betrays MJF. He comes back and he realizes that maybe Roderick Strong and those guys were right, and MJF doesn't need him anymore. He wants to hang out with the Acclaimed, and he doesn't want to hang out with him. And yeah, it's going to lead to the jealous ex-bro Chacho And
that's what I'm.
Yeah, or he's gonna try to like join the group, but he's just not gonna fit in. He's not gonna. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be awkward. He's gonna try to scissor with them, and they're gonna be like, no, we don't want anything to do with this little white guy. Like I don't know, but yeah. So I think yes, they will team up, and I think this is how it's gonna lead to Adam Cole eventually turning on MJF and then getting the title.
I'm telling you, I have a good feeling Max Caster's about to win that ROH tag team title. I think he's going to step in and wrestle with MJF in place of Adam Cole at Full Gear.
That would be, yeah. I want to see it, man. They deserve it.
I'm telling you, they do.
If they're not going to defend their trios championships, then what they're doing with MJF is perfect because they're still in the main event scene. They're still being seen and utilized properly. So yeah, I want to see it.
Well, next Wednesday they got a 69-day celebration, baby. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see them scissor in real life, huh?
Oh yeah, there you go.
All right, what's your number 2? Let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right, MJF. Speaking of MJF will re-sign with AEW in 2024.
False.
I'm
going big time false. I don't think there's a chance. I know people are going to beat me up on that and say you're wrong. I don't think there is a chance in hell he stays with AEW. I think TKO is going to give him all the money in the world and they'll match whatever TK is going to do, TK and TKO, and he's going to want to go. He wants to go wrestle. He wants to wrestle, Roman Reigns. He wants to go to WrestleMania. Everybody wants a WrestleMania moment. And MJF isn't going to waste another good 4 or 5 years in AEW before he does it. I think he did exactly what he needed to do. He made himself who he is now, and he's better than he was back in the days when he thought he was good enough to be in WWE. I think he goes, man. I think bye. He's out the door already. I think that's why he's getting this run the way he is, because I think they're trying to use him into the ground and push him in hopes that he'll change his mind. He made that little comment recently about like, well, I can't wrestle people like Kenny Omega. Yeah, but you can wrestle Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn. You can wrestle Gunther. There's names. So yeah.
CM Punk, Cody Rhodes.
CM Punk and Cody will be, and
The Miz.
Cody is like, and right, but isn't Cody like his mentor? Aren't him and Cody like father and son? So why would he not want to go with Cody? And look what they've done with Cody. Everybody who's gone from AEW to WWE is becoming a star. It's not working the same the other way around. So
yeah. So I think you might be right, but I think that's gonna hurt AEW in a big way.
That's gonna be
MJF. It. Yeah, that's the death nail if they lose him, because I think, like I've said before, they can survive without Cody Rhodes. They can definitely get by without Brian Pillman Jr. You can lose Jade Cargill, but if you lose MJF, like that's it. That's it. And then maybe Ricky Starks too. Like they're done.
Yeah. Man, Jade Cargill's so fine. I was sad I didn't see her this week on WWE. That was a miss.
Yeah, I know.
All right, you ready for my last one?
Yes, sir.
Christian Cage, true or false, will be the AEW World Heavyweight Champion before he retires from AEW.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
All right.
Yeah, he will be. He needs to be. He needs to be AEW World Champion. And you brought up on one of our TikToks that you think he might be the one to dethrone MJF.
I said he would be. Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing that makes MJF. That's his last match in AEW. Is Christian Cage, and he goes and joins his father, Cody Rhodes, over in WWE. And Christian Cage would be a damn good champion. He already is.
I agree.
He's brought. He's. I want to see what's happening with that TNT championship, and him alone have brought credibility and prestige to that championship. And it's no longer the hot potato title that it was before, but I still think with the AEW World Championship, he never got his revenge or his rematch against Kenny Omega when he lost at All Out 2021, I think it was. Then everything went to Adam Page after that. And then he turned heel. And now imagine him versus a babyface MJF, him versus a babyface Kenny Omega again, him versus, a babyface Chris Jericho, like whatever. But yeah, he needs to win. He needs to win the world title.
All right, let me throw this out in the universe before we say goodbye. Is that imagine MJF saying he's going to sign with AEW, doesn't sign on the contract, bounces, goes to WWE, and brings the belt with him.
Oh, gosh. That's it. Yeah. John Moxley said that
I want to see it. He could have done it. That's what I'm saying, because TK does like handshake deals and lets them wrestle without content. I'm telling you.
And Moxley said he
I feel like
taken the belt
MJF
to
would do
SummerSlam.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. How awesome would that be, dude?
It would be awesome for WWE. It would suck for AEW. Like that, again, that would be it. The company would
and they
be
can
done.
say we have the AEW World Champion wrestling tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
Just imagine. Imagine TK. Oh my gosh, the things he would say on his Twitter.
At least they drew under 1 million still. But my dad's tree's still up.
Yeah.
What comes down first, MJF in my World Championship or my dad's Christmas tree?
MJF went to WWE, but they only had 35,000 people in attendance. We had 81,000 once.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't stand him. TK, get off my screen. Anyway, that's the end of AEW.
Actually, I have one more.
Oh, let's.
It's gonna. I just want to know because it's killing me, and I wrote it down and I didn't ask. True or false? Ric Flair will wrestle in AEW.
Oh, I had that in mind too, and okay. Wrestle meaning a match. He is like
either
signed up for a match, an attack team. He's wrestling in a match. I'm gonna say no. I have to say false. I cannot. I can see him getting in a ring, taking a bump, getting involved.
I think it's happening.
If they want, I know, but if they want any credibility, dude, I'm sorry. You cannot have him go into that ring. I'm sorry. He's past it. The dude was old when he went to like WWE the first time. Dude has been old
when
for
he was
30
wrestling
years.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Like we could not have him. Don't. Even Hogan didn't go that long. Like he's just too old. He's too old. Do not put him in a ring. Do you hear rumors now that they're trying to get Hogan? Are you hearing that?
Oh God. Yeah.
They're trying to throw offers out there to Hogan to bring him. I'm telling you, TK is a attitude era. He's around my age, your age. He grew up he's literally trying to live out his past. That's all he's trying to do. It's sad. He doesn't. What does he care if AEW fails? What happens to him?
And he like the thing is if he does that, he's the biggest hypocrite in professional wrestling because all the smack he talked about Vince McMahon,
Eric Bischoff, and Vince,
Vince and his extracurricular activities with potential women and hush money and like I'm the longest reigning CEO now, ha 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 ha. And now the first thing you do is you bring on Ric Flair, and then now you're trying to get Hulk Hogan, who's got a past of his own. Like, come on now. Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
I agree. I agree.
It'll probably happen.
We'll see. But anyway, let's end it on that note, on a high note. Woo!
Yeah.
Because that's what's gonna. Please do not put him in a ring. Please,
I know.
Conrad, Mr. Podcast yourself. If you pay attention or get wind of this, do not let your father-in-law wrestle, please. I know you support him. I know you supported his final match, and you said he was ready. I know he's a grown-ass adult. Please don't let him wrestle. Please don't.
Yeah,
it's just stupid. It's bad, and it endangers him, the other wrestlers. It's just bad. Yeah. Do not let him do it. Keep his ass out of the ring. Let his legacy live on. He's top 5 all time. Let him just be that. But anyway, let's go. It is time to say goodbye. Thank you for tuning in as always. Keep subscribing. Like we said, we hit over 500 already. We're going to keep it moving. We're TikToking again. We got our own TikTok. Shooting Star will tell you. But as always, I'm the dude of Wrestle Talk, Mr. MWO. And with me as always is...
I am apparently today I'm Orange Cassidy's twin brother, but
yes, sir.
Older.
I said younger brother. Brother.
The honorary dude, Shooting Star Press. Go follow us on TikTok. Go subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Go get us on Spotify and Apple as well. And yeah, we have our own TikTok at Two Dudes with Attitudes. We're trying to grow that platform, and we're putting exclusive content only on TikTok for a while at least. We'll probably move it over to YouTube here shortly, but yeah, we have exclusive content only on TikTok, so go follow us there and rate us and review us and subscribe. We're at 500 subscribers and we're on the road to 1K, so help us get there.
Let's go. Peace out, Two Dudes Wolfpack.
It's the Two Dudes with the attitudes, let's
There we
go.
go.
Remix. Friday, you know
Yeah.
what it is, man. They came to handle biz. Two dudes with attitudes, and they came to get it in. If you wanna hear it all,